Here we are again with episode 2. Well, episode 2 of this revamped Tea and a Butty podcast with me, Dominic.
And me, Erica.
And on this one, since the first one was about tea, we're going to do this one about
a
biscuit.
Buddy. Oh.
No, biscuit.
Wah, wah.
No, we'll talk about sandwiches later on. I know you're dying to get to the sandwiches, but we'll
Biscuits,
talk about them.
no, I like biscuits much better.
Yes, biscuits are much better, and, well, what do you call them?
Biscuits?
No, not the biscuits
Cookies.
I'm talking about. Cookies!
Yes, cookies.
Cookies. Well, apparently what is the difference between a biscuit and a cookie? Well,
None whatsoever.
Kind of is, because, I mean, a cookie in Britain is like the softer, rounder chocolate chip variety, you know. It's still called that in Britain, you know. And a biscuit is something like, it's a harder and it's generally smaller, like a digestive or a rich tea or a hobnob.
I mean, it makes sense to distinguish between the two, but they're all cookies to us.
I mean, they were most likely, it started kind of like the word cookies, and because, you know, why do they call it cookies and why do they call it biscuits why do they call it cookies over here and biscuits in Britain?
Yeah, because biscuits in America are it's sort of like a scone.
They're sort of like a scone and you eat them with gravy, and, you know, when you say that to like an English person, oh, I'm having biscuits and gravy tonight, they'd be like, what are you talking about? That is disgusto.
But the kind of gravy that you have with our kind of biscuits is not a kind of gravy that really even exists in Britain.
No, country
it's
gravy,
like if you,
white gravy, no.
So in Britain you would think biscuits and gravy, but you would think to us
brown
it would
gravy.
be cookies and with brown gravy.
Cookies with brown gravy, like
which
digestives.
sounds delicious, quite frankly.
We're going to have to taste test that one day.
Yeah.
But no, biscuits, southern style biscuits.
Yeah.
They're kind of like a scone or a scone,
but just
depending
savory.
on which way you pronounce it. They're savoury, yeah. I mean, you can have honey on them, though.
You can have honey on them.
I've had honey on them, because at like places like...
You can have jelly on them, or jam.
Jam.
Yeah.
They make a good breakfast food. I mean, you know, people usually do like a sausage biscuit and... And, you know, sausage biscuits and gravy is the thing.
But just by themselves. I mean, you can put something sweet on them, like jelly or honey or whatever. But if you just ate it on its own, it would be savory.
Yeah.
Like, it just tastes buttery and maybe even a little bit salty.
Yeah, it's salty, and, you know, that not generally... People generally have them just as a savoury meal.
Yeah,
really, you know?
yeah.
So
you can order, like, at McDonald's, you could order a sausage biscuit, like you said before, or with bacon on it, or...
Bacon or chicken, even. You know, you can have, like, a chicken biscuit, which is kind of weird, but...
Which you mentioned before, that we have biscuits and gravy. It would be, like, the cream gravy with sausage in it. That's a very southern thing. Again, like, in the last podcast we talked about sort of iced tea and with lemon, and
it's very southern cuisine, southern US
so
States
when
cuisine,
when we talk about things like that, you British people and wherever
in the world you are,
wherever in the world you are, you have to realize that I am from Texas and we are in Texas. So when I say things, it may not be true for the entire United States.
Yeah.
But it's true for where we are. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I have no idea if biscuits and gravy exists all over the United States, or if it's made the same way, if it does exist, or whatever, so.
Whereas British biscuits are like, you know, there's like popular brands like Digestives and Rich Tea and Hobnob and custard cream and bourbon and all that kind of stuff. Ginger nuts, you know.
Nut.
And
which don't have any nuts in, do they?
Well, no, it's just like a ginger biscuit, ginger nut, you know. But, and they're really gingery, those are, you know. I mean, I like them, but you can't dunk them in tea, you know, because that amplifies the ginger taste, I find, you know. You think it would calm it down, you know, by dunking it in the tea. But
I'm sure there are people who dunk them in tea, though.
Yeah, I mean, I've done it. I've dunked ginger biscuits in tea.
Yeah, but I mean, you're just saying, you said you can't dunk them in tea, but you personally don't want to.
I personally don't want to.
Sure
because it seems to amplify, like, oh, it's too much of a ginger taste,
I love ginger. I cannot
it's really
get
spicy,
ginger, okay?
But, like, my personal favourite, because, I mean, going on the last podcast, it was tea, so, you know, dunking is a big thing in Britain, you know. That's why biscuits are so, like, you go to the grocery store, it's like aisles and aisles of biscuits.
Yeah.
And it's just rows and different ones, like custard creams,
It's
bourbons,
funny.
Garibaldi's, you know, all that kind of stuff.
It's funny because I mean...
And over here, not really so.
Well, no, not anymore, but that's what I was going to say. I really seem to remember as a kid that we had sort of the same thing. I mean, maybe not both sides of an entire aisle, but at least one whole aisle, whereas now it seems like if you go down a cookie aisle, there's like half of one side will be cookies and then the other half will be crackers.
I mean, I'm trying to think of what... Yeah, crackers. Yeah, that's like graham crackers and stuff like that. You call graham crackers. It's pronounced over here, but I'm trying to think...
But we had like Keebler,
like Fudge
Bisco,
Stripes,
like all kinds of
Oreos and stuff like that.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, it's
But
not...
I mean, it seems like we had a lot more cookie selection when I was a kid. Maybe, you know, when you're a kid, things just seem bigger. Maybe I just thought that, oh wow, there's a load of cookies here.
Yeah, because I mean, over here it's more like the culture is milk and cookies. You know, you dunk an Oreo into milk. You know, and you know, Oreo is good. I mean, you know, I don't know which would be better.
That's kind of the only thing you dunk in milk, though. I mean, let us know in the comments, you American listeners, what other cookies besides... We don't have any American listeners. What other cookies besides Oreos do you dunk in milk? I mean, you can do like we do have the vanilla version of Oreos, which are usually just a generic. I can't think of like a name brand, but it's the same thing as an Oreo, only it's a vanilla cookie with a cream in the middle, and you dunk those in milk. I think some people dunk the Chips Ahoy because they're quite a crispy chocolate chip cookie. Yeah. I think some people dunk those in milk, but I mean, that's kind of all I can really think of that you dunk in milk. Maybe like some people do like the Nutter Butters, but I don't know. I've never dunked a Nutter Butter. Who out there dunks Nutter Butters?
I mean, I probably would dunk a Nutter Butter in hot tea.
Really?
I'd dunk an Oreo in hot tea.
Oh no! Yes. Oreos are meant to go in milk.
No, I think they would. I haven't actually done it. Actually, I haven't bought a pack of Oreos and made some tea and dunked them in, but I think that's probably something I'd do in the future, in the very near future, in fact, tonight or something like that, you know, if we had any Oreos in the house, but we don't. But I'm thinking any British biscuit, like, I don't know, like the custard cream, which is kind of like an Oreo but vanilla with
right.
And,
but they're
like
square.
A Hobnob. Yeah,
they're not round like the ones I'm talking about that we have over here are round, just like Oreos.
Yeah.
But the custard creams are generally square, aren't they? Or do they have round ones?
They're square, yeah, and they're just like a cookie biscuit and with a cream filling, you know.
Yeah.
I think I'd be able. I think any of those biscuits, even like maybe a digestive. Would you dunk that in milk? Digestive, or a rich tea, or a hobnob. The vaunted hobnob.
I mean, I think I would definitely dunk a hobnob in milk, but I don't know about
hobnob. A hobnob cream in milk. Would you do
yes. It? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think it would work.
I don't know about a digestive. I feel like it would disintegrate and...
It's too, yeah.
I don't know, yeah.
I mean, if you dunk any biscuit, that's the perils of dunking any biscuit in hot tea is knowing when to pull it back out again.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you know,
you can leave a cookie. You can leave a cookie in milk
for a lot
longer
than you can a biscuit in hot tea.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's very sad when you lose it because it's just like wah wah.
Yes, you just want to cry.
It's just like, oh no. I think like biscuits, you know, it comes from like the hard tack that they used to have on ships, you know, like it's like a twice cooked thing. Whereas cookies are like fresh baked and they can be eaten soft and warm and or chewy or whatever. So it's thing. But I don't know if there's like what's better. I mean, we have a lot more selection. And
oh my god. Anybody out there, any American out there
who's been to
Britain, I'm sure,
and been to a grocery store, because I mean, people go to they don't tend to go to a grocery store. They never even think about it,
Yeah.
But yeah, if you go to a grocery store in Britain, you've got to go down the biscuit aisle.
The funny thing is, though, I feel like you just named all the different types of biscuits that you guys have, and I think really that kind of is all. And they're just sort of repackaged, or like with chocolate or with caramel or whatever.
Digestives have a lot of there's only like a handful, but there's a ton of them, like store brands.
There's only a handful of types of biscuits, but there's a load of variations.
Yeah, like the bourbon biscuit, or the bourbon.
Yeah.
Which is kind of, it's a chocolate thing, and apparently that's another big
oh, they're
draw.
so good.
But I mean, if you could only eat one forever, which would you eat? A Hobnob cream or an Oreo?
Oh no, that's
it forever.
Not fair. That's not fair.
Those are pick one.
That's probably my favorite British biscuit and my favorite American store-bought cookie, non homemade or whatever.
Yeah.
Oof, I don't know.
You have to pick the one.
I think I'd have to go with the Oreo, just because it's
because you grew up with it.
Yeah,
and
I think so.
Enjoyed it, and you dunk it with
But the
milk.
Hobnob cream, guys. I mean, the Hobnob cream is so good.
It's A-okay.
So good.
I mean, I just can't.
What about you? Which would you pick?
I don't know, really. I don't know either. I think it's really. I think I'd have to pick a Hobnob cream because I like the Hobnob biscuit better than the Oreo cookie.
Okay, yeah.
The cream inside, it's like the cream inside's a little bit better than an Oreo too.
Yeah, it is.
It's a little bit more.
It just has a bit more flavor.
A bit more flavor, yeah. I don't know. I mean,
what about if you replace the cream inside the Oreo with the cream inside the Hobnob cream?
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I mean, best of both worlds there, really,
I wonder why they don't do... how they do chocolate-covered Hobnobs?
Yeah.
I wonder why they don't do chocolate-covered Hobnob creams.
Well, they do chocolate cream Hobnob creams.
The cream inside is chocolate?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember having that.
Well, yeah, I bought one accidentally once after you come back here. They first kind of came out when Erica and I first got together, and we bought them in Liverpool. And I was just like, oh, Hobnob creams.
There's your Beatles tie-in for this episode.
There's your Beatles tie-in. We were in Liverpool, and we were in a Tesco, and I just saw Hobnob creams, and I was like, oh, I'll have some of these, and Erica didn't know what they were, so I was like, oh, well, these will be good with tea, they look okay.
But you hadn't had them either, had you?
I hadn't had them either, but I thought, I like...
Hobnobs.
I like Hobnobs, and I like Fox's Crunch creams, which are similar, but the biscuit is crunchier and not oaty. And we're probably making everyone want to eat now. So it's like, who's listening to this?
Then we've done our jobs.
And so we bought it, and we had it, and we just fell in love then. And then Erica bought 12 packs or something to bring it back to the USA. Bring it back to Texas, just to just like, oh, because, I remember you going over.
I mean, they're so good. I didn't buy them all for myself, okay? I just thought everybody over here.
Family, yeah.
Everybody over here.
Sure you did.
Everybody over here needed to try them and experience the deliciousness.
You freaked out the cashier, I think, when you came up with 12. You cleared the whole aisle of them. And I bought some. I just grabbed some, not looking at them, just saw the package, Hobnob creams, and I didn't look that closely. I grabbed some and I bought some, and then I was like, oh, these are chocolate. And they're okay, they're not too bad.
It doesn't sound that great.
The Digestive also do a lemon one. or lemon cream.
No, if they just did like
And a vanilla
chocolate
cream.
dunked hobnob creams, that would be so delicious.
You know, it's another good
Chocolate
cookie, and it's
dipped.
not British either. It's actually German, I think. Choco Liebners.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the ones that, I mean, Aldi put them in the stores. They're a German supermarket that's becoming huge over here, even.
Yeah.
And they put them in stores in Britain. They're big in Britain, and they just kind of like, there's a chocolate to biscuit ratio, and the chocolate is really like velvety and really delicious when you dunk it in tea.
It almost like caramelizes when you put it in
yeah.
tea. It's just
I mean,
so...
they make a version with caramel in it.
Yeah, but they're
it's
not as good.
they're not as good as the
No.
original ones. The original milk chocolate ones are so good. And if you find any of these wherever you are in the world, just go out and get some because they're really good. And yeah, I'm just lovely. Just want to eat some now because I'm very hungry for them. But yeah, I mean,
We're just sitting here Homer Simpsoning it, you know,
Yes.
like with the donuts.
It's just like, yeah, you don't like Jammie Dodgers, do you?
Not my favorite.
Because that's another thing in Britain. They like to put like Viennese whirls. You know, they make like cream and raspberry
Yeah.
in them. I don't know who make them. I think
I
Foxes.
mean, we have some.
But Jammie
that are-
Dodgers, they're like, I mean, recent Doctor Who fans will know them from Matt Smith's Doctor was really into them, you know. And
I mean, we have versions, so it's not like, you know, we have in those tins that you get at Christmas. You guys know what I'm talking about. They have like
they
a
do
version
biscuit
of
tins in
Jammie.
Britain too. Yeah.
They do. They have like a version of a Jammie Dodger in there. So, I mean, that wasn't my first time ever having them. It was pretty similar to that.
It's like a shortbread biscuit, shortbread cookie.
Yeah.
I want to keep wanting to say cookie because everybody says cookie over here, and
Yeah.
it's just kind of like my terminology is changing ever so slightly. But it's, you know, it's like a shortbread kind of like cookie biscuit with like a layer of jam in there, like thick jam,
Yeah.
raspberry usually.
Sticky, like almost
It's
like
sticky,
a fruit roll
like a fruit
up.
roll up, but it's
Maybe-
got like a little heart on it. And if you ever, you know, if you've had them, I mean, British people have obviously probably had them. I mean, they make several variations of them too. They make like toffee Dodgers and banana ones.
Banana sounds interesting.
I saw them at the supermarket last time we were in England, so... yeah, so I mean, but Jammie Dodgers is the ultimate one, you know. I mean... Hobnobs for me are the ultimate biscuit.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, because people like, you know, digestives.
I
are
like
just
digestives next. I
chocolate digestives are the best.
Oh,
Chocolate hobnobs are really good too.
Chocolate digestives.
Chocolate digestives and rich tea. People don't know rich tea is.
Rich tea are just flavorless. They're like eating
It's like
cardboard.
it's not like digestive.
They have no flavor. They look sort of like a sugar cookie because they're like white like that, but then
They're very plain. They're
taste
better
like
with
nothing.
chocolate on, like the digestive is. You
I
know,
don't know if I've had those actually.
I mean, when you haven't got anything in, the original will do. You know, the plain will do. But with chocolate, everything's better.
But yeah, so Jammie Dodger is not my favorite. Well, I know you guys probably have some others that you're into.
Jaffa cakes. They're classified as a biscuit. And you like chocolate orange.
Yeah, I do, but I don't know.
So I don't know why you don't like Jaffa cakes.
I don't know, the jelly, again, we've had something like that over here.
Jaffa
I'm not
cake,
sure
it's like,
what.
it's classed as a biscuit, but it's really like a cake.
Yeah, it's not crunchy.
It's not crunchy. It's not like hard like a biscuit or a cookie. It's like got a soft spongy bottom. It's covered in chocolate and there's like orange jelly in the middle.
Yeah.
And it's really good. I mean, they're Moorish, you know. I love them.
Yeah.
I could sit and eat in a tub of them. And I know there's someone out there listening that loves them too.
No, while we're talking about biscuits that I don't like, I think maybe you guys have them in Britain too.
What?
The one, we have them over here. Ugh. The bane of my existence. My mom used to get them. I think she likes them. They're like a pink wafer, and then they've
pink
got
wafers,
the pink
yeah.
cream in between the different layers like that, and it's sort of like...
Yeah, pink wafer. Wafer kind of biscuits.
Ugh.
I mean, that's another podcast. I mean, we're kind of making this like a food type series, thinking about it. Like chocolate bars in Britain are very usually like wafers. Like there's wafer in there. Like Time Out is one that I can think of, and
yeah,
Drifter. They've got like wafer in it. It's like a wafery type chocolate covered in chocolate. Pink wafers, they're okay. I mean, I don't mind them, but they're not my, it's like if I'm going to the store to buy a biscuit to put in the tin, it's not going to be what I'm thinking of,
Yeah. I guess, would you classify a vanilla wafer as a biscuit, since it's
That's
crunchy?
one of your, yeah, that's pretty much, that's something that I could probably dunk in a tea.
Yeah, I guess people probably dunk those in milk. I think my grandma used to
vanilla
dunk them
wafers, which are just kind of like, they're like a harder version of the Jaffa Cake bottom. They look like that. I'd say that, but without chocolate or anything on it.
Yeah.
Usually what they do is they have vanilla wafers. They're round, and they have, for people who don't know, they put them in banana pudding, which is
it's like a trifle.
It's like a trifle, but that's another podcast. Desserts, chocolate bars, and then desserts. So it's
oh my gosh.
But yeah.
We're hungry, I think.
Hungry, yeah. But we're making everybody hungry. But yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
I just put some generic stuff there, because I think that's pretty much all we can say on the topic. Moving from topic to topic.
So talking about biscuits versus cookies. Which one do you prefer, biscuits or cookies? If cookies are the homemade, you make them with dough and they're like soft and maybe a bit chewy. We're talking snickerdoodles and chocolate chip cookies, oatmeal raisin cookies.
Snickerdoodles, nah. Nah.
What?
Oatmeal raisin cookies, yes.
Oh, come on. Snickerdoodles are delicious.
They're okay. I mean, they're kind of like the pink wafer for me. Or digestive,
Snickerdoodles are nothing like a pink wafer.
No,
okay?
no, it's like in terms of like whether I want them. I can eat them if they're like there, but I won't go out of my way to eat them. It's like I won't like, I want a snickerdoodle. Yeah. It's usually, if I want a cookie, it's going to be either a chocolate chip or a oatmeal raisin.
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
I'm trying to think.
Peanut butter, no. I'm not. I mean, peanut butter's another thing that's over here that seems to be like an obsession. Like people like, oh, they're obsessed with raisins in Britain.
What? Raisins
in their chocolate bars. Somebody said that on Twitter. I see. Like, I don't know, some random
Nobody
person.
thinks British people are obsessed with raisins. Well, that is really bizarre.
But no, I've seen it on Twitter. So I was like, oh, I went to London. Y'all obsessed with raisins here. What's going on? I laughed at it because it's just like, maybe we are, because it's like in our chocolate we do have lots of raisins.
I don't think I've ever had a chocolate bar with a raisin in it, actually.
Welsh cakes got raisins.
Welsh cakes.
Would you classify that as a biscuit or just a cake? It's a cake, really, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, it's like a scone or a.
Yeah, it's more like your biscuit over here.
Yeah. So, cookies or biscuits, then, for the rest of your life?
Cookies. What do you mean now? Like American cookies or?
Soft-baked cookies.
I think I'd have to go biscuits.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm cookies all day long.
Cookies
You cannot beat a fresh baked cookie, and the smell fills the house, and I like to eat it while it's still warm, and the chocolate chips are a little bit melty. Oh, you can't beat that.
All I have to say to you is hobnob cream. Wipes the freaking deck with everything, that does. That's my answer to everything from now on. Whenever you put something out, it's just like hobnob cream. And the argument is over then.
Maybe we should put a poll down in the blog that's attached to this.
Do you remember? Yeah.
And let people vote. Homemade cookies, like soft-baked homemade cookies, and that just encompasses anything you can think of. I know there's loads of other. Oh,
we could have done that before
we did this.
We did this podcast actually, and see what everybody thought. But I don't think we have many followers.
We can put that out. We can put it out on Twitter as well.
Yeah, we can put it out on Twitter, yeah.
And, because I'm really curious what people... I'm going to say the Americans are going to say fresh-baked cookies.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, if they haven't been and they haven't had a biscuit, you know, like a digestive or something, they're not going to, like... And, you know, it's going to be like, oh, I don't really like digestives.
Yeah, but, I mean, we do have...
Because that's how they sound. They go, oh, I don't really like digestives. Because that's how all Americans sound, you know?
Yes.
It's my American accent for you there.
I mean... Yeah. So, anyway.
I mean, do you remember when Richard Osman did that? Richard Osman of Pointless did that World Cup of Biscuits.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They should do like a World Cup of cookies over here or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like I can't remember what it was for. It was for like children in need or something.
Cookies are so,
Comic
like...
Relief or something.
Cookies are very, like... They're so different than biscuits, so you almost can't even really compare them
because we do have them in Britain. We have like Maryland cookies. Yeah, that's a brand.
But that's like a biscuit.
It's a brand, but it's like they're smaller and they're crunchier.
Yeah.
But they're a cookie. They're called cookies. I would never call them Maryland biscuits. I mean, I don't know if there's anyone out there.
What about Pepperidge Farm? Do you have Pepperidge Farm in Britain?
Don't think we do. We might do. I mean, I haven't been there for 40 years now, but you know, it's just like because things are coming out over there that, you know, are over here, you know. I mean, Oreo was released just before I moved here. Mm-hmm. Because I remember years before talking to Americans, talking to you and talking to other people online, you know, they were talking about Oreos and I was like, I have no idea. We don't have Oreo here, you know. It's like, there used to be those, like, quizzes that come around. It's like, oh, your name, your age, you know, how do you eat your Oreo? And I get to that question, I'd be like, what are you talking about? Are you talking about an Aero? Which is a chocolate bar?
Do you twist it apart or do you dunk it?
Yeah, but it was just like, how do you eat your Oreo?
Or do you just shove it in your mouth?
It's like, yeah. And so I was just like, no, I don't know. You know, I don't know how I eat my Oreo. And apparently I just eat it like... No, and they came out in Britain and they're popular. They're okay, you know. It's like...
People were going crazy. People were going a bit crazy, I remember. Oh, we have Oreos. Yes. And they had like, you know what I like about Britain and Oreo people, if you're listening. In Britain, they have just a single sleeve of Oreos. You can get it just like...
They package them like other biscuits.
Yeah, that's like... how you get... Okay, people. When you go to Britain and you go in the cookie aisle, it's like there's a load.
The biscuit aisle, not the cookie aisle. Gotta get it right here.
They're packaged in individual sleeves. They're not in like a package like how we buy Oreos.
They're not in that flat thing that is like...
Where you have to get a billion of them.
Well, I mean, it's about the same amount of Oreos in a sleeve, I think.
No, you get like 3 or 4 sleeves in that package of Oreos. A sleeve is just a long thing like that.
I don't know, yeah.
Anyway, you can get Oreos in just a single sleeve. Like, they're just stacked one on top of the other. That's how they come in Britain. Why don't we have this option in America?
The packaging over here is a bit weird, yeah.
Sometimes I don't want an entire case of freaking 5 billion Oreos. I just want like 1 billion. You know?
I mean, that's fine for me. I could eat that entire case. Double stuff all the way, really. But yeah, it's like a long tube, like a sleeve. Yeah, like what you're calling it. It's packaged like digestives or anything for British people who don't know what she's talking about with a sleeve and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what we call it. It's like plastic packaging or something. Or just like
yeah.
Like a roll of them, whatever. But yeah,
because in America they're they're not in a box, but it's shaped like a rectangular box, like the package of Oreos, and there's like 4 rows of Oreos.
The plastic that are all package, and you have to open them from the top, not from the side, like people do. Yeah.
But that's just so convenient. I mean, sometimes I just want.
Maybe you should have asked your mother to bring you back a sleeve of Oreos instead of Hobnob creams.
No.
When she went to Liverpool. There's another Beatle reference for you.
Yeah. We do have a lot of different brands. I mean, like I said, Pepperidge Farm and...
I think we're done with the
I think so, yeah.
I think we've eaten all the cookies and we've eaten all the biscuits.
They're sick to death of cookies now. They don't want to hear about another cookie.
I hope they're eating cookies. And I hope they're eating biscuits. And I hope they're dunking them in tea and milk. Or milk in the tea and whatever, you know. But anyway, go look us up on Facebook and Tea and a Buddy. Tea Buddy. The Beatles through the years.
Tea Buddy, yeah. I mean, again, we're in transition.
We're in transition here.
We'll get it all.
We'll get it all sorted out. Don't worry about it, lad.
You'll find us. We're there.
You'll find us. We're there.
Look for us in one place, and if we're not there, then we're in the other place.
Yeah, somewhere.
But definitely Twitter is
Look for us in the biscuit aisle. We'll be in the biscuit aisle.
Bye.
Bye.